Okay, next we're going to talk about the surface area of a cylinder, and in order to find surface area of a cylinder, just like surface area of a prism, we have to start by finding the lateral area. And in a cylinder, the lateral area is referring to, if you were to extend this portion of the cylinder out, it looks kind of like a rectangle, this would be the lateral area. So it's once again everything except for the bases, which are circles. The formula for lateral area is just a plug and chug formula. It's 2 times pi times the radius times the height. So for the first example, the lateral area would be 2 times pi times the radius times the height, which is 2 times pi times the radius, which is 5, times the height, which is going to be 4. So this is just putting values into your calculator. 2 times pi times 5 times 4. And we're going to stick with the nearest tenth, so we'll have 125.7 square feet. Okay, so I'd like for you to try example B on your own. Make sure you identify what the radius is first, and then put the values into your formula. All right, we should have gotten 371.0 inches squared. So then to find the surface area, we're going to take the lateral area, which is this portion right here, and then add to it the area of our two bases, which the two bases are circles. So the lateral area is going to be 2 pi r h added to the base area, and the area of the base is a circle, so pi times radius squared. So for my next example, we're going to find the surface area, but we first want to find the lateral area. So lateral area is 2 pi times the radius times the height. So the lateral area is 2 times pi times the radius times the height, which is 4.5 and 8.2. We're going to take that lateral area and add to it the area of two of the bases. So 2 of the bases would be 2 pi r squared. And the radius is 4.5. So it'll be 2 pi times 4.5 squared. Alright, and we can put all those values in our calculator. We have 2 times pi times 4.5 times 8.2. We're going to add that to 2 times pi times 4.5 squared. So we get a total surface area of 359.1. Alright, so I'd like for you to try example B on your own. Pause the video to see if you get what I get. So the total surface area is 1,470.3 square inches. If you didn't get that, raise your hand or ask a neighbor. Okay, now we're going to talk about volume. So surface area is talking about the area that exists on the surface. So if you were to wrap a present, how much wrapping paper would you need? And that's in terms of square units. Volume is talking about how much space exists inside the polyhedron or the 3D figure. And when we talk about volume, we talk about cubic units. So all of our units of measurements will have the cube superscript above it. So if it's inches, it would be inches cubed. If it's centimeters, it would be centimeters cubed. And that's just how we denote that we're talking about volume. If you're given a cube, the volume is just going to be one of the side lengths cubed. So when you're using your calculator, you can raise a number to the third power. That's going to give us the cubed unit. So for the first example, we have a 6 by 6 by 6 cube. So the volume of the cube is to take 6 and cube it. So we take 6 and raise it to the third power, which gives us a total of 216, and that's going to be cubic inches. The volume of a rectangular prism is going to be length times width times height. So basically you take the three values that are given and you multiply them by each other. The volume of this rectangular prism would be 6 times 3 times 13, which is a total of 234 inches cubed. And then past a rectangular prism, any regular prism that we have, so a hexagonal prism, an octagonal prism, a triangular prism, the formula is big B times little h, where big B stands for the area of a base, so area of one of your bases, and the h would be the height of the prism. So just like we identified the height of the prism when we were talking about surface area. So the volume of this hexagonal prism, well, they already gave us the area of the base. This represents big B. So the volume is big B times the height. And our big B, the area, is 50, and the height is 6.5. So for our volume, we get a total of 325, and this is inches cubed. Okay, so I'm going to find the first one for you, and then you guys can try the second and third on your own. Number one, we want to find the volume. It's the area of the base times the height of the prism. The base is a triangle, so the area, the big B, would be 1/2 base times height, which is 1/2 8 times 4, which gives me 16. Then my height, my little h, is going to be 10. So the volume is going to be 10 times 16, which is 160 cubic inches. Alright, I'd like for you to pause the video and try number 2 and 3 on your own to see if you get the values I get. Number 2, you should have gotten 60 cubic meters, and number 3, we should have gotten 20,000 cubic centimeters. If you didn't, raise your hand or ask a neighbor. And then finally, to find the volume for a cylinder, it's going to be pi times the radius squared times the height, where the radius in this example would be 3.5. So the volume would be pi times 3.5 squared times the height, which is 5.5. So we have pi times the radius squared, where the radius was 3.5, times our height, which is 5.5. So that gives us a total volume of 211.7 inches cubed. Alright, so I'd like for you to try number 6 on your own. Pause the video and see if you get what I get. So we should have gotten a total of 565.5 cubic centimeters. If you didn't, raise your hand or ask a neighbor.